Okay, so in this video, I'll show you my trading routine. I will show you how I pick the best stocks and options to trade, how I manage my positions, and I'll show you the tools that I use. All right, so let's get started. Now, as you know, for me, it is all about SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent. So I am trading two different trading strategies. I'm trading the PowerX strategy and I'm trading the wheel strategy. And as a trader, you need three things, and I call them the pillars of successful trading. Number one, you need to have the right strategy, which shows you when to enter, when to exit, and what to trade. Number two, the second pillar is that you need to have the right tools that help you to make the best decisions. And pillar number three is the right mindset. And we'll talk about all three in this video. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly my trading routine that I go through every single morning. So I'm usually in front of my computer around 8:15 Central Time. I live in Austin, Texas, so this is the time when I get started. This is 15 minutes before the markets open. And I told you I focus on two different strategies, the PowerX strategy and also the wheel strategy. And the first thing in the morning that I do is that I focus first on the PowerX strategy. Now, the PowerX strategy is a trend following strategy. So here we try to take advantage of short trends in the market, both to the upside and the downside. And I want to share my screen with you right now so that you see exactly what my computer looks like in the morning, 15 minutes before the markets open. So the tool that you see here is the PowerX Optimizer. And in order to find the best trades, according to the PowerX strategy, I'm running the scanner. So let me show you exactly what it looks like. So this tool here is showing me the best stocks. It finds the best stocks for me every day, according to the PowerX strategy. In order to do this, all I need to do is run the scanner according to my criteria. So you see, what PowerX Optimizer does is that it goes back and figures out how much money would I have made or lost if I had traded a particular stock for the past year using the PowerX strategy. And this is where I only want to see stocks that would give me at least 60% return on my investment. I also want to make sure that I'm only trading stocks between $5 and $250. Next, I want to make sure that I only trade stocks that have a profit factor that is higher than 3, meaning that for every dollar that I lost, I would have made $3. So this is what I'm looking for. Also want to see a risk-reward ratio higher than 2. So for every dollar that I risk, I want to make at least $2. Then the two other criteria that I have here is the minimum amount of trades. I want to see at least 12 trades over the past year with a minimum winning percentage of 40%. Now, for me personally, I also like to have a criteria of a minimum volume of 500,000 shares traded per day, and this would be the average over the past 7 days. All right, so this is pretty much what I'm looking for, and this is where right now I run the scanner, and I'll show you exactly what it does. So I simply click on OK. So it'll run on yesterday's data, and you see at the bottom of the screen, bang, 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 it now goes through, I think, 11, 12, or 13,000 stocks. I forgot, thousands and thousands of stocks. And out of these thousands and thousands of stocks, it filters down the best 2 to 8 trade according to these criteria. And as you can see, right now there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that came up here in the lower right. ATRA, ENPH, ETRN, LRN, and SHLX. So now I'm going through this, and you see this goes all super fast. This is why I only need to be in front of my computer 15 minutes before the markets open. So now I'm using another filter that I apply to these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks, where I now look at each stock individually, and I'll look for, number one, gappiness. Have there been any gaps? Number two, trendability. Number three, what does the P&L chart looks like. And I want to show you exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm clicking on the first symbol here, which is ATRA. Again, my three criteria are: number one, I want to look for gappiness. Have there been any gaps in the past year? And you see here, I don't really see any gaps. So this here for this stock checks out. Number two, I'm looking for the trendability. And in terms of trendability, I want to see that a stock has nice moves to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. And at first glance, it looks like this stock would have nice trendability. Check. The third criteria that I'm looking for is a nice P&L chart. And what does this mean? Well, this is where we are looking at the chart here at the bottom, because this chart shows me how much money would I have made over the past year if I had traded this stock according to the rules of the PowerX strategy. And this is where I want to zoom in and show you. For most of the time right here, it was rather flat, so not going anywhere. Then I would have made some money during the middle of the year here, but then pretty much for the last few months, July, August, September, October, November, it would have just been flat. So this is where here the P&L chart fails the test. Again, these are my three criteria that I'm looking for. Therefore, I would not take this trade ATRA. So the easiest way to do it, I can just remove it from chart, or I go to the next one, which is ENPH. ENPH, end phase energy, and again, I'm going through my three criteria here, and I want to show you what exactly I'm looking for. So first of all, as you know, first criteria is gappiness, and I see that there's a gap here, I see that there's a gap here, I see that there are some gaps here. So the first criteria, which is gappiness, is already not too good. The second criteria, trendability, I want to see that I have nice trends to the upside and the downside. So in terms of trends, it looks pretty good in terms of trends to the upside, but there are no trends to the downside. As you can see, what this stock typically does, it moves up and then it goes sideways. Then it moves up, then it goes sideways. Then it moves up, then it goes sideways. Can you see this? And this is where, based on my criteria, this stock in terms of trendability would not pass the test. So we look for gappiness, and this would be a no, and the second would be for trendability, and that would be a no. So I don't really have to continue here because I see gaps and I see that there's not the nice trends that I'm looking for. Now, as you can see, this here goes really, really fast because PowerX Optimizer is already taking most of the guesswork out of it and presents me with only a few stocks here. I only have 5 options. Let's take a look at another one here, ETRN, Equitrans Midstream Corporation. And again, I'm applying my 3 criteria here, super easy, super fast. I look, are there any gaps? And in terms of gappiness, I must say I don't see any gaps. We are good on this one here. So in terms of my first criteria, we're good. So the second criteria is trendability. And here's what I see. Yes, it has been trending nice to the upside and the downside, but especially here, this is where the trendability was rather choppy. And looking at the P&L chart, I also see, okay, during this time, I would have made nice profits, and then for a long, long time, we are rather flat. This is not what I'm looking for. So as you can see, it only really takes me a few minutes to find the best trades. I'm using an example today where I did not find really any perfect trades that I wanted to do today. And that is fine because I'll show you I'm currently in a few positions and I want to show you exactly what I'm in right now. So after I look for new positions, I'm checking my existing positions. And this is where I click on the watch list right here. And now you see that I have 4 positions currently on, and I highly recommend that you never have more than 5 positions. The stocks that I'm in are BKU, and just to show you what I'm looking for, again, in terms here of trendability, gappiness, and P&L, this is here a great stock because this is what I'm looking for. I see that I have very nice trends to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. Perfect. I don't see any gaps. And if you look at the P&L here, you see that it is moving nicely from the lower left to the upper right. Looking at some of the key performance metrics here, we see if I had traded this stock, BKU, over the past year using the PowerX strategy, I would have had a total of 17 trades. 10 of them are winning trades and 7 of them are losing trades, meaning that I have a 55% winning percentage. That's pretty good. The profit factor is $3.11, meaning that for every dollar I've lost, I would have made at least $3.11. So that's great. Overall, this looks like a great stock to trade, and this is why I traded it. So I'm currently in BKU, and I'll show you the P&L in my account here in just a moment. LL is another stock that I'm in, and you already see right now that PowerX Optimizer again makes it super easy for me not only to find the stocks, but also to tell me what to do. Let's go back to BKU for a moment. So I told you the 3 things that a trading strategy needs to answer is, number 1, what should I trade? And we talked about what should I trade. Number 2, it should tell me when exactly to enter. And as you can see, PowerX Optimizer tells me exactly when to enter by here in the upper right saying long at 32.15. Now, the third criteria is when to exit. And this is where also PowerX Optimizer tells me exactly when to exit. So this is when here with BKU, I see where I entered. This is the blue line. So the first blue line, this here, is my entry. This here, if we go down to this level, this would be my stop loss. And this here is my profit target. So we see I'm well on my way, and I see these values here in the data window as well. I see exactly where my stop loss is at $30.39. So if we move from 32.15 where I entered to 30.39, I would exit. If it goes up to 35.87, then I'm taking profits. And you already see here that we are risking $1.76 trying to make $3.72. So the risk reward ratio here is 1 to 2.11, meaning that I make twice as much money on my winning trade here than I lose on my losing trade. And I like this. I like to have a risk reward ratio of at least 2 to 1 so that I make twice as much money on my winning trades than I lose on my losing trades. Because this way, even if I'm only right half of the time, I lose much less on my losing positions than I make on my winning positions. And this is why it yields here to a nice ROI, return on investment. And I'm looking for at least a 60% return on my investment. All right, so this is one of the positions that I'm in, and we can go through the list here. So LL is another position that I'm in. I'm having a stop loss, and my profit target here is at $41.51. So entered here at $31. So this is where we are looking for a $10 move. MUR, another trade that I'm currently in. And again, you see there's nothing else for me to do. I was able to take profits on MUR already. And right now I'm waiting until MUR goes up to $15 and something. Well, this is where we can see exactly how high do we want this to go, to $15.30, as you can see here in the upper right-hand corner. This is my profit target. And the last position that I'm in is PVAC. So this is where PowerX Optimizer actually tells me exactly of what I need to do. And for these 3 positions, I am long, and PowerX Optimizer says I should still be long according to these positions. So easy enough. This means in terms of managing my existing positions, there is nothing to do. Now, let me go live into the markets here so that you see right now what these positions are doing. So I'm sharing my account with you right now, and this is a rather small account that I set up to show you how I can trade or how to grow a small account. And as you can see, there is a BKU, And for today, I'm making $140 on BKU, $60 on LL. Today, MUR is slightly down, but overall, I'm still up, and this is the gain for today on PVAC. So overall, these four stocks are up a little bit over $300 today if we combine it. And again, there will not be always winning trades. There will be losing trades. Losses are part of our business as a trader, and that's fine as long as you keep your losses small, right? So let's go back here, because if you look at the open P&L, and this is since I entered the positions, so the open P&L, I'm already up $410 on BKU, remaining $134 on MUR, and $320 on PVAC. This is how much? Almost $900 on just these four positions that I'm in. So LL is down $10. But let me show you of what happens if I had found a stock to trade, because when I find position to trades, I have two options. Number one, I can place a stock trade. And by doing this, PowerX Optimizer shows me, based on my account settings, how many positions I should trade. So let's just say that you liked ETRN, and we talked about this. It wasn't really my favorite, but let's just pretend for a moment that this is a stock that we want to trade, or maybe Enphase. Let me just check if we have options. Yeah. So Enphase would be, let's just say that this is a stock that we wanted to trade. So this is where here, based on my account size, which I can adjust in the settings, you see, so in the trading account settings, you can say, do you have a $10,000 account? Do you have a $20,000 account? Do you have a $50,000 account, $100,000 account? How much do you have in your account? And then, of course, how much of this are you willing to risk? And I always recommend that you use 2% of your account on any given trade. So let's just keep it here for the $20,000 account. And this is where you see right here under position size, you see that I should trade 14 stocks. So super easy. PowerX Optimizer tells me what to trade, when to enter, and how many stocks to trade. Now let's say that you're interested in trading options, which is fine. In this case, PowerX Optimizer shows you what are the best options to trade. And you see, when you're trading options, I don't know if you're an experienced option trader or if you're new to trading options. When you're trading options, you always need to know, okay, should you buy a call or a put? And PowerX Optimizer is telling you this. It is telling you the right strike price for this, how many days to expiration you have, and what is the expiration date. Same here. It suggests an entry, and there's two options that you could trade: a conservative way, which would be a 155 strike, or a more aggressive option, which would be the 165 strike price. So PowerX Optimizer shows you exactly what to do, and this is why I love trading with the tool, because it makes my life so much easier. Right now, let's shift gears, because this is the first 15 minutes of my trading, and by now, the markets are probably open and I can place trades according to whatever I found here, and I can trade either the stock or the option. But let's shift gears and let's now talk about the second strategy that I like to use. It is called the wheel, and this is a completely different strategy. So don't mix and match these two strategies. The PowerX strategy is taking advantage of small moves in the market to the upside or the downside. The wheel strategy is different. With the wheel strategy, we are no longer buying options. Now we are selling options, collecting the premium if we are right. So we need to place an educated bet. And if you have been following me on YouTube for a while, then you have seen my trades according to the wheel strategy. And I'll show you exactly what trades I'm in. But I want to show you how a tool really helps me to find the best stocks to trade. Because again, a trading strategy answers the following three questions: what to trade, when to enter, and when to exit. And especially with the wheel, what to trade is most important. So I want to show you the wheel scanner right now, how PowerX Optimizer makes it super easy for me to find the right stocks. So here, now I'm switching over to a tab that you see here. It's called the wheel calculator. So I'm clicking on the wheel calculator. What you see now in the lower right-hand corner is that a scanner popped up, and this scanner now is different. Again, we're looking for conservative and more aggressive ways to trade. And you see that right now, the wheel scanner popped up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 symbols in the lower right-hand corner. You see there's dish, there's dust, there's GPS, IQ, LUV, mRNA, TDOC, and URBN. So the other thing that you need to know when trading the wheel is not only what is a great stock to trade, but also what strike price and what expiration. So as soon as I select a stock, now it tells me, okay, the current stock price is $31.33. The option strike price that makes the most sense according to the wheel strategy is $29.50. This means that the stock could drop 6%. It gives me the expiration date, and as I'm recording it, we have 8 days to expiration. So today is December 16th as I'm recording it, and this here will be my plan going into 2021, and throughout the whole year 2021, I will be trading this plan that I'm showing you right now, the PowerX strategy as well as the wheel strategy. So we also see how much buying power is needed per option and what is the annualized premium, which here is 30%, and this is what I'm targeting. If you are using a non-margin account, a cash account, you're looking to 30 to 40% a year. If you're using a margin account, you're looking at 60 to 80% per year. So super easy. What it does here, it shows me, for example, for dust, again, what my stock price is, what the drop in percentage is. For GPS, and when there's multiple options that I could consider, you see right here for IQ, it is showing me 1, 2, 3. So a strike price of 16, either for this Friday's expiration, strike price of 16 for next Friday's expiration, or even here a strike price of 15 for next Friday's expiration. So these are super short trades where we can make hundreds of dollars in a matter of a few days. So if I want to analyze any of these stocks, let's just stick with IQ for now. So I would bring up a charting software. So in this case here, I like to bring up TradingView, type in IQ and see if this would make sense to trade. As you can see right now, it is at 1811, and PowerX Optimizer suggests that I can go for a strike price as low as you can see here as 15 or 16. So this is where right now this wheel scanner, as I'm recording it, is brand new. So we will have the charts integrated eventually in PowerX Optimizer. So depending on when you see the video, you might already have a version where you see everything here in the charts. But for now, I'm just switching over here and I'm looking at a strike price of 15 or 16. So a strike price of 15 right here, I'm eyeballing it right now with an expiration of December 24th. So what do you think? Is this possible? Well, we can zoom out a little bit and see what has IQ been doing over the past few months. And as you can see, as we're zooming out, oh my gosh, 15 has been a super strong support level. I mean, look at this. 15 right here, 15 right here, 15 right here, 15 right here. So this seems to be super strong support. So the key question that you need to ask yourself right now is it likely that we stay above 15? Because if so, this is where we are going back to PowerX Optimizer. So we can add this to the calculator. So when I click this button here that says add to calc, let me just show you of what exactly it'll do. So when I click this button, it will add this information into this second column. And this is where you enter your buying power that you have in the account. And based on the buying power, it is now calculating a few additional information. So let's take a look at this, shall we? So I'm clicking on add to calc. So right now it is showing me, okay, for December 25th of what I can expect with this particular option. If I would get an option premium of 15 cents, then I would trade based on my account size 17 options. And again, PowerX Optimizer makes it so easy. Again, what to trade, how many to trade, when to enter. It shows me exactly what is right now the price that I can get. And if we would switch over to the markets, you would see that this is exactly the price that we can get. I would get a total premium of $255. And since there are 9 days to expiration, it means that I'm making $26 per day. And again, I like to have up to 5 positions in my account. So my idea here is that I can always make at least $100 per day. And this would be like $3,000 per month. And all of this is on a rather small account. I started trading this account a few months ago, and it is a $50,000 account. So making $3,000 per month on a $50,000 account, not bad at all, right? So anyhow, as you can see, super easy. It is also showing me exactly when to exit. So this here is my exit. So meaning that I'm selling this option for 15 cents, and when I can buy it back for 2 cents, I would make $229 right here in a matter of only 9 days. And the key question that you need to ask yourself before taking the trade is, when looking at the chart, do you believe that this is a good trade? And you see how PowerX Optimizer makes it easy for you to actually find really great trades, because this here, I mean, no doubt, this is a good trade because this is strong support at 15. And again, PowerX Optimizer suggested that you can either do the 15 strike, or we could actually go to the 16 strike, making even more money. And this is up to you to decide whether you say, okay, you know what, I actually see strong support already at 16. I'll be happy to do this. So you can certainly do this. This is where PowerX Optimizer again suggests you both here, the 15 and the 16. And we can actually add this, the first option, to the calculator so that you see a detailed comparison here. And this is where you might see, okay, great. So I can compare these two, and here's the major difference. I have a strike price here of 15, here of 16. This is for 9 days to expiration, and this here is only 2 days to expiration. So yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I trade this and make 105% a year annualized? So definitely a good trade. So instead of trading the 15 strike price, you would trade the 16 strike price. And you see, PowerX Optimizer again makes it super easy for you to show you exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, let's switch over to the live account to show you the trades that I'm in right now according to exactly this scanner. So as you can see, I'm in AZN, and right now I'm already up $115. I entered this trade 2 days ago. So in 2 days, I already made $115 on this trade. Let's take a look at another one. Goose, I'm in Goose for 8 days, making $105. SPWR, I'm in this trade for 2 days, making $140. So, and this one, TDOC, is a trade that I entered today. So the scanner found it today. And as you can see, I'm already up $106. What does it say here? 0 days. I entered it a few hours ago and I'm already up $106. So as you can see, it's, for me at least, it's easy to make $20 a day. And on these, as you can see, in pretty much 2 days, only one of them was 8 days. I'm making 115 plus 105 is 220, 360, $400. I mean, come on, $400 in 2 days, not bad at all, right? So anyhow, in the beginning of this video, we talked about the 3 pillars of trading. Number 1, you must have the right strategy, which shows you what to trade, when to enter, and when to exit. The second pillar of trading is you need to have the right tools that help you to make the best decisions. And number 3, you need to have the right mindset. And as you have seen in this video, having the right tools makes my life so much easier, because I'm using the PowerX Optimizer, a very powerful tool, so that I know exactly, number 1, what to trade. I know exactly when to enter. I know exactly when to exit. And therefore, I'm usually done with trading after 30 minutes, and I can spend the rest of the day however I want. If you like this idea of having this tool and would like to have more info on the PowerX Optimizer, then click on the link or the button on the screen. Somewhere here should be a link or a button, and this will take you to a page where you can either watch a video in which Paul explains all the bells and whistles of this tool. I just scratched the surface because for me, it was more important to show you my exact routine. What do I do when I start sitting in front of the computer? I didn't start with how I take a shower and brush my teeth, right? So very good. But what do I do when I sit in front of the computer? First, I go through the PowerX trades. I look for new opportunities. I manage my existing trades. And then number 2, I look for opportunities according to the wheel. Now, Paul will be happy to show you all the bells and whistles. Paul has been using this tool for 2.5 years. So he knows the tool very well. He's a trader. He's not a salesperson. So he's a trader, and you'll just have a chat trader to trader, right? So there's 2 possibilities when you click on the button or the link on the page. You can either watch a video in which Paul explains the tool in detail, or you can schedule a tour with Paul where you talk to him over Zoom if you prefer to talk to somebody. Either way, take a look at it and see what the software can do for you. Now, keep in mind, you must have powerful tools if you want to compete in the game of games. This is what they call trading. They call it games of games. If you want to compete against other traders like me and traders at Goldman Sachs, traders who have professional tools, because if you don't have the right tools, it would be like trying to win NASCAR riding on a llama, and it just doesn't work. Anyhow, so now you know my trading routine and how I trade the markets, and I hope that this helps.